Boom! Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back for another episode of the Prefix. Yes, it's been a very long time, and it's been a long time coming for this video. I was supposed to make one last week, but I got way too caught up making the FPL videos and didn't really have time to film a Chelsea Prefix video, which is quite sad. It's been a long time since I've been working on the FPL series, and so that's been taking a bulk of my time. But now with this video, I'm finally back to making some more Chelsea content for you guys. And what better time to choose than a Liverpool game? It's one of the biggest games in the season. Obviously against the top 4 side, one of the favorites to win the Premier League title this season. So after coming off winning the Super Cup, after winning the first 2 games in the game week in the Premier League up against Crystal Palace, a comfortable win there, and against Arsenal, a very dominant performance. Especially the highlight was Lukaku making his debut, obviously scoring a goal in the first 15 minutes of the game, being the focal point. We started to see a little bit of the final picture, that maybe just a glimpse of the final picture that awaits us as Chelsea fans, and coming up against a strong Liverpool team who's had an equally strong start as Chelsea. They look very dangerous. They have the individual talent, but to compete over the season, I'm not too sure, because Liverpool are probably 2-3 injuries away from replicating their last season's performances. And that's not to discredit Liverpool, because Liverpool's starting 11 is solid. It's one of the top teams in the world. That starting 11 is a world-class starting 11. So, not taking anything away from that starting 11, just speaking in terms of the same team playing over an entire season. We saw last season how many games the players had to go through and play with the various competitions. The Carabao Cup, we had the FA Cup, you had the Champions League. So given all those plus you had international breaks, so there's so many games to get involved with, and then they had the Euros after that as well. There's so many games that players are playing on a weekly basis, every 2 or 3 days, even sometimes once the European games start. So it's going to be difficult to maintain fitness. It's going to be difficult to manage injuries. And that being said, that's why we have teams like Chelsea and Manchester City, who have got almost 2 squads who can compete, doing so well. It's because that's what it takes to compete in all these different competitions, and Liverpool just don't have that much depth. So this game could go either way. This could go for a Chelsea win, it could go for a Liverpool win and go for a draw, but long term I see Chelsea profiting much more from this than Liverpool. Chelsea versus Liverpool very early on in the season, which could be a good thing. It could be a good thing because it gives teams time to kind of analyze themselves and without it, and take the defeat or win in their stride. Take the positives, take the negatives, and improve on that for the season. It doesn't really affect the end result that much as it would be if it was maybe in December or April or May or something along those lines, you know. So that being said, we all know how Liverpool are going to set up. We all know what Liverpool's tactics are going to be. So I think it's very easy to predict their starting 11. It's going to be very easy to understand the way they're going to be playing. They rely on those front 3. They rely on the fullbacks. They have a very solid defense now. Van Dijk's back. That's going to be a very interesting battle as well. So, I mean, a lot of things to consider for Liverpool, but it's nothing that we've not seen. From Chelsea, we are almost like the thing is, it's like a brand new side almost. We're just getting started on the Thomas Tuchel. He's only been at the job for 6 months. So the fact that we achieved so much, but we've still not yet gotten to our end result, to our final project is you can say that your project is ready to go. It's just not there yet. The team has just started to play together in terms of all the players being match fit. So it's a difficult one to call for Chelsea. Chelsea have a much higher ceiling, I think, compared to the Liverpool squad right now, just because of the sheer number of players that we have and the sheer number of world-class players we have on the bench as well. So Speaking of Chelsea squad, let's just dive straight into the lineups. In goal, I've gone with the UEFA goalkeeper of the year, Edouard Mendy. Edouard Mendy, class man. Very deservedly won the goalkeeper of the year. I think you should have won the Golden Glove in the Premier League as well. But Martinez, I think was a real talent, and for me, he was the goalkeeper of the year. Edison, not sure why he won it, but it is what it is. Mendy, a very, very confident man now, one of those big personalities, starting to become one of those big personalities in the dressing room. You see the way he celebrates with the team after a win. You see the way he talks to players. He greets players after in the training sessions or after games and talks to them while coming onto the pitch. He's just an overall really smart, charismatic personality that's just going to be one of those top leaders in the dressing room, and you can see him becoming that one of those guys. He's also very fun to be around. He's a funny guy. He and Zuma moving to West Ham is going to be a big loss in the dressing room because of his personality, his wit, the humor. The guy's a funny man. He's a funny man, and so he definitely be missed. And so we need maybe other kind of personalities, Jorginho, Mendy, these guys to step up a little bit more and to maintain that same energy. Moving on to the defense, the back three, I've gone with the back three of Azpilicueta, Christensen, and Rudiger. Now, as much as I want to bring in Chalobah and as much as I want to bring in Thiago Silva, I think Tuchel is playing a lot of players out of merit, how they performed in the previous game, how they've been performing, and as well as there's a certain element of match sharpness to it. But Azpilicueta, Christensen, and Rudiger have been absolutely flawless this so far in the season. Two game weeks and the Super Cup, I think they've been absolutely brilliant. Christensen, especially Christensen, I think I've been most impressed with Christensen since the arrival of Thomas Tuchel, honestly, because I honestly didn't consider him one of the top defenders, one of the defenders that's going to take over that Terry role. I saw him as someone that was too lanky, someone that was too weak on physically, and he was getting bullied by the big strikers in the Premier League. But what he's shown since Thomas Tuchel has come in is strength, is commanding presence, is calming presence as well. The intelligence, the technical abilities to pass long range. All these different assets that and these facets of his game has now come out and has really been a real asset for Thomas Tuchel, and the way he is taken on the pressure of coming on against halftime against Spurs when Thiago Silva got injured, in the Champions League coming in and taking his place when Thiago Silva got injured again. And, these are big moments to come in and put in a massive shift. Is not easy. Azpilicueta and Rudiger have been absolutely excellent, and we know that they prime themselves on the last ditch tackle. They love to do that, and I think it's going to be very, very crucial against the Liverpool side who relies on individual skill in those wing areas. So let's move on to the fullbacks now. Reece James and Alonso get in for this. Alonso has been excellent. I'm not the biggest fan of Marcus Alonso because I get massive anxiety when I see him running and tracking back. It's just not the prettiest sight to see. But on the other hand, him going up, bombing up front is just wonderful. It always ends up with some chance created or the other. It's never a chance wasted when Alonso moves up the field. With Reece James, I think he had one of the best games he could have had against Arsenal. All the space that he could have asked for on that right hand side to exploit, and he did. Getting an assist and a goal against Arsenal, wonderful performance. Must be giving him so much confidence going into this game. We know he's defensively sound. We know he's offensively sound. He's an all round world class talent, honestly. A star in the making. He's going to be one of the best right backs in the world, in my opinion. Let's move on to the midfield. This is where the match is going to be won and lost. Obviously, Chelsea's midfield compared to Liverpool's midfield right now is miles ahead. I'm just stating facts right now. It's nothing against Liverpool. I admire Fabinho and Henderson for what they contribute to the team, but right now, in current times, you'd be stupid to not pick Kante and Jorginho over them. Kante and Jorginho, I think the link-up play has developed over the last few months quite well. You see it over the Champions League games against Real Madrid in the finals. it's just beautiful. Kante on his day is just unplayable, man. He's just unplayable, and no one is getting past him. He loves to turn up against Liverpool. He loves the game against Liverpool. So I'm getting quite excited to watch him come back after a small injury. And to see him perform finally again. Jorginho, after just winning the the UEFA Men's Player of the Year, a very, very well deserved award, by the way. I don't think we know how to value defensive midfielders in today's game, and it's a bit sad because it's a specialist role. It takes a lot of talent, takes a lot of skill, and it often doesn't directly contribute to maybe goals. But I think his performances, his achievements, the kind of awards he's won this season has just put him in that, has forced his name to come up in the same context as players like Lewandowski and Messi and things like that. And that's so hard to do as a defensive midfielder, but that when your role goes so under the radar, it's so difficult to shine a light on that name. But he's done that in a fashionable style, winning the Euros, winning the Champions League, winning the Super Cup, and now Player of the Year. Big congratulations to him. He's going to be on a massive high coming into this game, and you can expect a performance of a lifetime from him. Moving to the front three is going to be slightly different compared to last time, but I feel like this front three is going to be absolutely lethal in carving out this Liverpool defense. And the front three is going to be a front three of Mason Mount in the number 10, and Lukaku and Werner. I guess it's finally time to see Lukaku and Werner. The combination play that we all saw them. We saw them like, exchanging notes in that open training session. We saw that. But we just know that Lukaku is telling Werner, you need to go here. When I take the space, you take that space, and then Mason can do his thing, find us in whatever range that he wants to find us. And you just know that these things are being thrown around in discussion, and you just know Thomas Tuchel is going to be there to analyze everything, and to analyze where Werner's strengths are and choose which attacks work well. And we know Werner's quite an intelligent guy. He's the guy that allowed for that Champions League winner goal to happen by dragging Diaz out, creating that space in the middle to allow Havertz to score the winner that won us a Champions League. Werner's an intelligent player. He's going to play off spaces, and having Alonso, Lukaku on either side of him, with Mason Mount on the half turn, you just know he's about to rampage that Liverpool defense. I can't wait. I'm super, super excited. I've stopped being nervous for these games. I was quite nervous every time Chelsea played, but now, after watching how comfortable they are in possession, in counter, in defense, in the transition, it's just... I'm just confident now, man. I'm just confident, and I hope they can repay this confidence, because this game is a very, very tough game. Obviously, we're playing it at Anfield, one of the toughest crowds to play in front of. So I hope the players can play the game and not the occasion. It's a game where neither team has something to lose, and so because of that, we can go all out. I hope it's not too much of a cagey game, but I expect it to be in and around the halfway point. I think Liverpool will start the game off quite well, and Chelsea will go into the game, kind of solidify things, make it a bit drab. I guess that's what they do. They take the sting out of games, and they know how to do it. They use that with possession play. They use that with passing patterns, and that's just the beauty of this team right now. And it's the style that Tuchel demands from his team, and that's a style that has won us so many games. We've been defensively very, very solid, and I'm expecting a clean sheet. I hope we can get a clean sheet at least. But anyway, you have seen my team for today's game. Let me know what your thoughts are. Going into this game, what are your thoughts on the lineup? Who would you play? Would you start Thiago Silva for this game? Would you start Havertz for this game over Werner? Do you think the Havertz Mount Lukaku partnership is the way to go? I think we have a lot of versatility in this team. We have a lot to play for. The season has just started, and huge news, obviously Ronaldo signing for Manchester United, which makes things a lot more exciting. This is going to be one of the best Premier League seasons, and for us, if we can win this season, it's going to be a real history maker. But let's go get this win, boys. I'm excited for this game, and if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel. We are so close to 100 subscribers. If you have not yet seen my FPL video for Game Week 3, make sure to check it out. I will leave a link down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next week for an FPL video and another prefix video. See you boys.